Hey, it's Jake Stone here from Blue Juice, and you're listening to Torrent This with Dando.
And now I am joined on the line by a member of a band who have just released their third studio album titled Company, which contains their new single, Act Your Age. And they'll be playing at the Torquay Hotel on January 20th. I'm, of course, talking about Blue Juice. And I'm lucky to be joined on the line by Jake Stone. Jake, thanks for your time, man, and how's things?
Things are excellent, and thank you for having my time.
No worries. Busy week?
No, not really. Well, if it's a busy week, today is an indicator of the opposite. I'm lying in bed.
Loving it. What's plans for Christmas, man?
More of this.
More sleeping?
Yeah, feel free with my family.
Yeah.
And not giving anybody any presents because for some reason my parents and my sisters decided this year that we're all too old for presents.
Really?
So, yeah, I know. Exactly, that's what I said.
They say that, but I bet you still get something.
Nah.
Okay.
My mum's a Grinch sometimes. We'll avoid presents wherever possible.
How old are you, man?
I'm 32 now.
You are no way too old for presents.
I know, that's what I think too. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I wasn't going to be too old for presents till I was 60. But man, let's do this. Like, it's one day out of the year. I like buying other people presents. Let's go.
Do you get birthday presents?
Actually, I got some last night, but they also showed a notable lack of effort on the part of my family. So I feel like people have just decided that I'm too old to bother trying to impress anymore. But for years, I really put heaps of effort into Christmas presents and spent like a lot of money. Like last year, I reckon everybody does this, but yeah, it was like up around I don't know, after everything was all done, it was like a couple of grand that I'd spent on like just immediate family and friends. So I feel like that's not a bad sort of outlay, and also was quite thoughtful. And to hear that the rug has just been pulled out from under Christmas entirely makes me wonder why I bothered with all of those nice gifts.
That's so disappointing.
It is. I'm angry. Christmas is going to be an angry Christmas.
We better get to the band. You released Company last month. Are you happy with the final product, or are you like a perfectionist that's never 100% satisfied?
Well, I'm more likely to be in the latter camp, but I like this a lot more than anything we've ever done before. So there's only little things that I'd change here and there, but mostly I'm pretty happy with it.
Following the success of Head of the Hawk, did you want to try and recreate that due to like label demands, or did you approach Company in a different way?
It was different. We didn't think that we could possibly get a hit as big as Broken Leg again, because that was just a very lucky sort of... Vitriol and Broken Leg. Vitriol was luck, but Broken Leg was the determination to prove that we could do it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've done it twice, you sort of like, actually we just want to make a good album now. So really that was sort of the whole idea, was to get enough good singles on there that we knew we'd have radio songs, but try and really make a whole album that worked. Because, artistically, it's like that's what we hadn't done yet. And I was, as much as I liked the songs on Head of the Hawk, I'm not a massive fan of the overall record because we didn't know, we just didn't know how to do studio production. We lucked into a few tunes. Like Head of the Hawk's a great song. We Can Get Around It's a great song. Broken Leg's a great song. Angel and Truth would have been a good song if we produced it differently. That didn't really work. And there's another couple on there that are a bit of a letdown. So I think we just kind of thought with this one, we just were like, let's just make it so that there are no songs that we put on and are disappointed by.
Has there been more tension with songwriting after the success of songs like Broken Leg?
No, well, I just tried harder. I mean, no, not really, because I'm not scared about that. Like, I'm pretty sure I can write songs.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not sure I can for my whole life, or I'm not sure I can continue to write hits, but I want to try. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I can try, and I've written songs. To me, all the ones that I like, they're hits. You never know what's going to totally happen until, you get it back from mix, or you're listening to it sort of demoed or something, and usually that's the moment where you kind of go, oh, well, this is either going to be a big song or just a good song. But I'm pretty satisfied if it's just a good song too,
Yep. You and Stav, you've both wanted to do comedy in the past. Do you think you guys satisfy this creative side with your video clips?
Yes. I used to do a lot of television comedy and a lot of, like, professional comedy, and Stav should have, because he's actually a lot funnier than me.
Okay.
And basically, the video clips have become that side of our personalities, and the band live is sort of that as well. And And to be honest, that's really nice that we have that outlet.
Whose idea was it to kiss the older woman in the Act Your Age clip?
Mine.
Did you know her beforehand?
No, she's an actress.
Oh, okay. What was going through your head at the time of the kiss?
I was trying to make it look like it's Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush in Don't Give Up. The video Don't Give Up.
Now, being a journalist yourself, are reviews on Blue Juice something you pay particular attention to?
It's good not to with this band because I know how people are going to react sometimes. And if you don't pay much attention to this band and just sort of half listen to it and go on the reputation of the band that you've read in the press or that is the popular wisdom about the band, you're going to think we're shit and you'll dismiss it.
Yeah.
But if you actually sit down and listen to the record, I think you'll realise that we're pretty good and that we have been around for a while for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
And so the only review I really read this album cycle, there were two. One was a review in Triple J magazine that was pretty dismissive.
Yep.
And I just thought that's lazy, very lazy journalism. And then Bernard Zuhl, who's the head writer at Sydney Morning Herald, gave us a 4-star review in Spectrum last week. And I read the shit out of that one. And you know what? If Bernard Zuhl, who's like older, very, very successful, has spent his whole life listening to music and judging music, wants to give us a 4-star review, I'm going to listen to that over some 20-year-old intern who cobbled together a review that afternoon based on the opinions of their friends, you know. Like, and the thing about it is the 20-year-old intern's probably more right in terms of prevailing influences in popular culture.
Yeah.
But I couldn't give a shit about that. The person doesn't know anything yet. And Bernard Zuhl said we got 4 stars, so that's pretty much what I'm going with here.
Have you ever reviewed a band's material in a positive light, then met them afterwards and found them to be like absolute like cocky morons, and then found yourself regretting what you'd written about them initially?
Maybe, but I've certainly done the opposite. I've certainly given people bad reviews and then met them and gone, oh shit, these guys are great and they're really nice guys. Most of the time that happens. Like with Gautier gave his initial band, The Basics, his early band, a really bad review, and then they did a residency at the pub that I was working at for like 4 or 5 weeks straight on Tuesdays. And I had to meet them every night, let them in and stuff. After giving them a 2-star review on Stone or something, it was horrendous. And even now, when I saw him at Splendor, and I said, "Oh, Wally, I'm not going to be able to see a show," but because we were on at the same time. But I would have loved to have seen it, and everything seems to be going great with the record, and and you're fantastic and all that kind of stuff. And he said, "Oh, thanks, Jake." And I was like, "You remember me from that?" So yeah, I guess most of the time because when I was a print journalist for a long time, I was a bit too critical, and I guess that's why I have to take negative reviews with a grain of salt, because when you're a kid, you just want to slam stuff. You either want to build it up because you love it, or you want to slam it because you think it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
And usually you're right about whether something's irrelevant, but that doesn't mean you have to be such an asshole about it. And I was an asshole the whole time. So yeah, now I just kind of read those reviews by 20-year-old kids that are just slagging stuff off and go, you know what, you just wanted something to slag off. You don't really feel that strongly about it.
Yeah. Many people may not be aware just how long you guys have been a band for. Do you think like a decade together has helped you guys develop a bond that other bands may never experience?
Yeah, totally. And I think also not quite being a hugely successful band, but not being an unsuccessful band has been helpful as well, Because you see a lot of bands come and go and get bigger than you, or you see a lot of bands stick around and call themselves excellent bands and then break up after a year, and, or just fashion bands kind of come and go, and it's a different thing to be this kind of band. We're a career band, but we're not like the #1 band in Australia. So we're both defensive and humble.
You've said you've always wanted to do something excellent. Do you feel like you've done that or are doing that with Blue Juice?
Yeah, I think here and there we have actually. Yeah, I think on my own, and the clip that accompanies it, that's coming out in like April or something, or March, is going to be one of those moments of like having a vision for something and then it actually coming together. I think Broken Leg, no matter whether you like the song or not, it's undeniably a big song. And that the marketing material around it all worked really well. And because we treat all that marketing material as a craft or art thing as well, we tend to see it all as one thing. And so when those clips really lock in with the song and work with the song, that's really satisfying for us. And And it's also satisfying feeling a big crowd at a festival sing back all the words to something like Vitriol or Broken Leg. I mean, for me, that's success, because how the hell did something that we did on an afternoon at my parents' house reach that many people?
Why have you claimed to be embarrassed by the band? Like, don't you think fans appreciate the not knowing what to expect element of your gigs?
Oh yeah, but not knowing what to expect includes potentially being embarrassed. I mean, we're about as unprofessional as we are. The reason why we're not more successful is because we're very unpredictable and unprofessional. So while you will actually be getting a solid show now, I'd say probably 4 years ago, you couldn't have predicted what the show would be like before we went on stage. Sometimes it'd be good and sometimes it'd be just terrible. And it was always interesting, but and also stylistically, it was always really weird. Like, we were doing funk and soul and stuff like that before. Well, I mean, we're still doing it when nobody cares.
Yeah.
So it's like in Australia, doing stuff that kind of thing is a really niche market, and in some ways that's embarrassing. Like, what we were into was embarrassing as well, like acid jazz. It's not cool to be into that stuff, But in a way, it's worked out to our advantage, because people know that they can get sort of niche stuff out of us, and so they might come to us instead of going to other more pop bands,
Yeah. Moving to your gig at the Torquay Hotel, do you prefer to play smaller venues or playing at festivals?
They're both very different. Playing smaller venues is a lot more freedom and a lot more fun, because it doesn't matter if you muck up a little bit. The crowd's generally much more on your side, and you can explore the songs a bit more and do different tunes.
Yeah.
Festival shows are very exciting, and sometimes they work really well, and sometimes they don't. When they work really well, they're the best feeling you can possibly have, really. But if they go badly, it's not ideal. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm happy to do both.
Well, one last question, running short on time. What advice do you have for all aspiring songwriters and musicians?
Sorry for the interruption, just 1 minute remaining.
Sure. I just listen to, if you're a young songwriter, don't just listen to the music of your era. Listen to the music of your era primarily, so that you're writing contemporary sounding music with contemporary arrangements. But don't fail to look back in time, because the songs that last after 20 or 30 years, the ones that you hear on WSFM or the ones that you see from heritage artists, those songs are hits because they wouldn't have lasted this long if they weren't. If they were just faddish, they wouldn't have lasted. So it's important to learn your craft by observing the craft of your elders, and also, but not copying them, because if you copy them too much, no one your age will listen to you. So respect and enjoy your youth, but realize that with age comes, ability.
Well, there you go. If you haven't already, make sure you pick up a copy of Blue Juice's latest album, Company. And if you're in the area on January 20th, head on down to the Torquay Hotel to check out the boys and what's sure to be a fun night. Once again, Jake, thanks for your time, man, and good luck with the tour.
Nice to talk to you.
Cheers, thanks, man.